How you doing? Oops. Well, excuse me. I just bumped into something. Let me pull the monitor up a little bit closer. How you doing? And let me adjust the camera a little bit. Starting fresh tonight, Mr. DJ on his first video. It is 9 until midnight here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, under overcast skies with a chance of rain later on today, or tomorrow rather. Number 4 on my fantasy playlist. That's where I'm at. Actually, number 5 on my fantasy playlist. The week of June 26, 2006. This guy made a big splash. 2004, 2005, 2006. James Blunt from England. His dad was a colonel. He came from a military family. He served in Kosovo. He was in a cavalry regiment in the British Army, and this was back in the late 90s. His dad taught him the love of flying. He got himself a pilot's license. James Blunt did when he was 16 years old. Motorcycle enthusiast. Started learning how to ride motorcycles when he was about 16 years old. James Blunt. Now let's go to his debut album, Back to Bedlam. Oh my God. Thing just sold right off the fly. 11 million copies worldwide. That's the sales of that CD. You're Beautiful. That was his first big hit off of that. Goodbye, My Love, although not as big a hit here in the States and not in England either. That's another very powerful record by James Blunt. In some ways, with the passion that James Blunt infuses into his lyrics, into his singing, reminds me a little bit of Neil Diamond back in the 60s when he was doing songs like Kentucky Woman, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon, and Shiloh. It's just that same sort of genre. Second album, All the Lost Souls. Actually, my favorite song by James Blunt was 1973. That was from the second album, All the Lost Souls, and that was back in the fall of 2007. More recently, he put out another CD, his fourth CD, called Moon Landing. It yielded a hit in England called Bonfire Heart. Went to number 4 in the UK. Now, the song I'm going to play for you at number 5 on my fantasy playlist is up from number 7. This came after You're Beautiful, the song called High, and this is another another very powerful record by James Blunt. This was actually the first single off the album, but it didn't do too well in England. Went to number 75, and then You're Beautiful came out, and it blew up. And then they released High in the UK. It went to number 16 in the UK, but here in the States. You want to know how high that song got here in the States? 100. That's it. Number 100 on Billboard's Hot 100. On Billboard's Hot 100. Now that's a hoot and a half, isn't it? Nice record though. At least it got better recognition on my fantasy playlist. Mr. DJ on top of the situation. At number 5, it's James Blunt with High.